How excited are you, Scott? I mean, all the players just seem so excited about playing at Gill. Obviously, you are as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been waiting a long time. It's been almost painful, you know. Last year was not being in our normal environment with the people that mean so much to us and that have, in many ways, fueled this program, you know, for more than a decade now, you know, since we've been here. And so to think about and anticipate and see it coming quickly on the calendar is exciting. You know, just we miss that thing, and it's easy to forget how great it is until you watch a video from the past, or you have that clear, vivid memory of the past where there's just so much anticipation running out on that floor, hearing the roar after a big shot or a big defensive stop. It's a thing that you cannot replace in life because it's so rare to be in something like that. And so when you are reminded, it just gets you more excited. And here, it's coming, and we're working hard every day to put smiles on lots of people's faces and create that opportunity for that roar to happen once again, and in a weird way rekindle that relationship, with Beaver Nation.
Go ahead.
What's the biggest thing that you learned about your team last year dealing with some of the trials of COVID and everything?
Well, last year, if you look at the way we finished the season, I mean, we played as well as almost anyone down the stretch of the year. The only reason that was possible was their attitudes and their willingness and ability to roll with the punches, and live with constant uncertainty, and then live with gratitude for the moments that we did get to experience something normal and consistency in our schedule. And so they stayed positive, they stayed together through the whole thing. It was hard, it was difficult, it was frustrating at times for sure. But then once we got to roll a little bit down the end of the season and had more than 5 games in a row, you really saw everything come together for us. And so them staying together through adversity, I think that was the lesson. So that's continued, that great vibe that we had towards the end of the year, where I would equate it to some of the most enjoyable stretches of time in my career, actually, the last 6 weeks of the year last year. That has continued into this offseason, and it's fueling, those memories are fueling, this team right now as they're preparing for this year.
So your front court is so tall and got some experience there and versatile. What's that like for you to have so many pieces that you can maybe intertwine in different lineups? Looking at this season, how important are they going to be, and what fun is it to kind of see how they can all impact the game so much on both ends of the floor?
Well, it's nice to be deep, and it's nice to be deep, especially in the post. And so it's a blessing. It's also a problem in some ways for a coach, trying to divvy up minutes and figure it all out. But that's the problem every one of us wants. I can tell you that much. And so we do have a lot of talent and a lot of experience. When you consider Kennedy, her addition back to the roster, being healthy and being on the floor. She had a lot of experience as a freshman. Started. Played all the way into the early February. Where you're almost playing as a sophomore at that point. You've kind of seen everything by that time, and so her wisdom now coming back from a rough year of not getting to be out there with her teammates, she's just better and better. And Yellen now is, as everyone will see. She's worked extremely hard in the offseason as well, coming off an injury-riddled freshman year. Then last year. Being cleared, but still not having the opportunity to really work herself into Pac-12 or Power 5 condition, I would say. Now she's been healthy for more than a year, and she's really done everything that it takes to get the most out of herself. And so she's a different player. Now she's able to do more on the court longer. And then you look at Yvonne's back. She was injured most of last year and played just such a small role while she was with us the whole time. She wasn't what she can be. And then you got Ellie and Taya and Taylor. It's a heck of a group, a lot of talent, and so it feels great. It makes us versatile. And my hope is it's a problem for everyone.
You mentioned Kennedy. What was that like? I mean, obviously it's difficult to come back from an injury and rehab, but then with everything thrown in with COVID last year, her process through all that, what amazes you about it, or what inspires you, or whatever, watching her go through that difficult time to work herself back in to where she's excited to be back out there playing?
Well, I can't say I'm amazed because we've known Kennedy for a long time. I mean, we've been, in regular communication since before her sophomore year in high school. So we have followed her and watched her all these years and gotten to know her and her family so well that the way she went about the process of coming back and handling the injury doesn't surprise me, but it's still amazing. I mean, it's still incredible how she stayed positive through it and made the most of every part of it. I mean, she's like, okay, I can't do this, but what can I work on now? And okay, I'm focused on getting better at this while I'm down and turning that adversity into growth. Now we're seeing the benefit of that. She's come back with more wisdom. She's fine-tuned some of her skill set, and she's in the best shape of her life. I mean, she's quicker than she was before injury, and she's every bit as athletic. And so it's so impressive. Just a great example, for all of us in how to handle it, to come back and appreciate it all. And, the whole time she stayed engaged. And, she's a natural leader. Kennedy has a presence. When she walks in the room, you know it. She's just got a strength that comes out of her that, just fuels everyone else. And, it's nice to have that back on the floor with us. And so she's ahead of where she was for sure. And it's been an awesome thing to watch.
Your bigs are all talented, they're great passers, shooters. Could you envision, and I asked Taylor this earlier, could you envision any lineup where you might have a triple tower with Yelena, Taylor, and Kennedy on the floor at the same time?
Why not? Yeah, absolutely. I think they're versatile enough. I think, that's probably, one of the strengths of the team, I would say, is our versatility. I mean, Ellie and Taya both had so much experience last year at the wing position, which they had never played before. I mean, Ellie grew up kind of playing a guard, but has been in the post in her college career, most of it anyway. Last year, she's out of the post again, and Taya had never really been over there till last year, even though our 4 position is very guardish. So that was new for them. Kennedy can, and that was one of the, things I love about her game, and her ability to handle the ball on the perimeter, shoot the 3, so comfortable out there, and she does have it really comes down to the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, if you can shoot the ball, that you could play, it doesn't matter where you play. Right. We can use you and manipulate anything offensively. It's really the other end of the floor that might limit someone from playing the perimeter. Can you guard a guard? Bottom line. Well, if Kennedy's mind and her skill set, she's an incredible defender when it comes to angles and anticipation, the ability to play without fouling, the ability to just alter and make impact plays without necessarily being super close to someone, just using her length. She's so good at that. So I think there's absolutely scenarios where we could see that, and they could just play catch up above everybody, and everybody just be looking like this as they throw the ball around. And so, yeah, I think versatility is one of our strengths.
You've obviously brought in multiple new players in the backcourt. How's that acclimation process going for the grad transfers and the freshmen?
Yeah, there's some new there for sure. I'm impressed every day by how quickly they pick things up. I would say that one of the hallmarks of this group is maturity, is professionalism. It's as if this is a master's course that we're teaching every day, and that they just come in, they accept the knowledge, and they demonstrate what they've learned, and it's literally, we're just taking steps forward every moment. It's remarkable, actually, and that has been since the spring. I think back to, it was just Jonas and I at the time coaching, and we're in, early May, and it was like, man, this team is like working with pros. They just come in, their footwork's excellent, they barely miss a shot, and it was just so fun because we were able to cover so much ground. Well, that continued through the summer, and so once we got everybody together, we're in July, working groups of 2, groups of 3, a couple team workouts with everyone once everyone was here. You got Greta and AJ just picking things up, and they both come in with college-ready bodies, to their credit. And then Emily Conning's been through everything, and so has Tay Adams. I mean, if you've played 4 years of college basketball or been on a team for 4 years, you know what's going on. Certainly, they'll have to kind of go through the am I Pac-12 level that everybody coming up would have to prove that to themselves. Well, I'm looking at them saying, yeah, you absolutely are. It's just learning our stuff at the pace and the speed and the level of intensity, to win in this league that you have to operate at, which is new for sure, a little bit new, but their foundation is so solid. So I've been impressed by all of them. The upperclassmen and the returners have set such a high standard for them that they've just kind of naturally stepped into it, and that's become their expectation. So I've been amazed, actually, by all 4 of them. And then Talia is, what she is, and Noelle has done an outstanding job, moving into a scholarship now and moving into, more of a leadership role. This is her 3rd year in the gym. She knows what's going on, and she sets a high bar for the way she competes every day. So I'm optimistic about their learning curve, that they're going to be able to help us. All 4 of them will be able to help us right away.
When Talia joined the team last year, not only are you guys healthy and playing consecutive games, but her impact on the court made a huge difference. Do you think she's a leg up on every other true freshman coming into the Pac-12 this season because she had that year 0?
Well, it can't hurt, for sure. I mean, there's only one way that you can get ready to play Stanford, truly, and that's to play Stanford. That type of thing. Playing in this game certainly is the best way to learn, is through experience. So taking a terrible situation, who wouldn't want to have a normal senior year in high school? Who wouldn't want to experience, a chance to win your state tournament, your senior year, want to do all the things that all of us got to do our senior year of high school. Instead of wasting away at home, she's like, well, might as well make the best of this situation. And so it was logical that she would take a step like she did, and basically, in a way, twist my arm to make it happen. Because I was skeptical, of bringing someone in at that point of the year. It's completely unprecedented in our sport, to add a high school student. It's never happened before. There's never been any precedent like it. And so because of that, it did make sense from her perspective. Well, the trade-off is you didn't get these, but at least you didn't get to do the normal traditional things that we all got to do, but at least you got to do something with your time that moved the needle forward. So yeah, I thought it was helpful for her. I thought it has helped fuel her off season, and now she gets to find out in her true freshman year what she's like after an off season of preparing. Like every other true freshman now gets, which she didn't have last year, which made last year, just to throw aberration almost. It was like a year that almost didn't count, but I know she's going to try to make the best of it, and she's done a great job this offseason preparing.
Each of the girls we got to speak to had nothing but high things to say about both Bretta and AJ joining this team. I know you spoke a little bit briefly about them. What do you think they bring to this group, and how do they stand out on the court?
Fearlessness, confidence, toughness, athleticism. For 2 first-year players to play with the athleticism and physicality that they both play with in the I don't know. I think we're known for empowering freshmen. I know we are. It's our nature. There's not a hierarchy. Seniors, freshmen. If you walked into the gym, you wouldn't know they were freshmen by the way everything's interacted. And you probably wouldn't. It'd probably take you a while to figure out who even the seniors were, just by the way that we operate. And so if you're on the team, you're on the team. And you're expected to execute and expected to play at your potential, no matter who you are. And so for them, they're just aggressive. They're picking up things quickly. They're shaking off mistakes quick because of course you're going to make some. And they're significant players already for us. And so that's why a moment ago I said, I think they're going to have an impact this season, and I don't think before too long. I mean, I think they're going to have an immediate impact. So yeah, they're just fun, to be honest. They're great people.
When you and Jonas set up the schedule, were you aware that Ellie Mack's high school graduation ceremony was at Villanova?
don't think I knew that. I knew we were going close. I knew we were going to be close to home for her. You know, that was part of the intent of it all. You know, I like their gym. I've been in their gym one time, and it's so unique. You know, and I thought to myself when I was there, I would love to come back here and play someday. And then it just worked out with Ellie. You know, at that time, Ellie wasn't a part of our program yet. And so here we are, going to be 15 minutes from home. And I think she's told me, I can't remember that completely, but that's going to be pretty cool to be back on that court. My goal was to get into Palestra as well, if I said that correctly, you know, at Penn, because that's just such a storied venue in our sport. You know, that didn't work out this time, so maybe another time, but you know, it'll be great to be back there and take Ellie home, hopefully get to see her home, and you know, play a really good team in Villanova and Monmouth as well.